The map was astonishing in its detail. Though tiny, it clearly delineated paths, fountain outlines, and specific architectural features of a public landmark, the city's old botanical gardens. Anya recognized the layout instantly. It was a favorite place of hers for quiet contemplation. The map focused on a specific secluded quadrant, pinpointing a crumbling stone gazebo, a bench she often rested upon, and the massive, unmistakable silhouette of the centennial oak, a tree that had stood sentinel over the city for centuries. This wasn't just any map. It was a personal guide to a place she knew intimately. At the base of the oak, marked with a tiny X, was a final flourish of symbols. These were different from the symbols that formed the key on the locket. They were more compressed, seemingly forming a single word or command. Anya laid the map next to the locket. The two pieces of the puzzle finally united on her desk. The challenge had shifted from discovery to decipherment. It wasn't about finding the pieces anymore. It was about understanding what they said. She turned her attention back to the locket's front, which was engraved with a perfect forget-me-not flower. It was a common Victorian sentiment, a symbol of remembrance and enduring love. But Anya sensed a deeper purpose. It had to be more than just decoration. Most cipher keys she knew of relied on some kind of numerical shift, a simple substitution based on moving letters forward or backward in the alphabet. The forget-me-nots on the locket had 5 distinct petals and 4 distinct stamens clustered at the center. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 9 was a potent number in many esoteric traditions, often associated with endings, wisdom, and completion. It felt significant. She decided to test this theory. She tried a simple substitution cipher with a numerical shift of 9 positions. Each symbol on the map would correspond to a letter 9 places down the alphabet. But the result was just garbled nonsense. The letters formed no coherent words, just a jumble of characters. It was a dead end, but a necessary one. She had to eliminate the obvious before diving into the complex. A coffee-fueled night followed. The hours blurred as she sat hunched over her desk, the soft glow of her lamp illuminating the locket and the map. She spent the night charting symbols, trying different variables. Maybe the shift wasn't 9, maybe it was something else related to the flower. She tried every combination she could think of, her frustration mounting with each failed attempt. Finally, as the first light of dawn began to creep through her window, exhaustion gave way to a flash of intuition. She had been overthinking it. The symbols on the locket weren't just random marks, they were abstract representations of a prearranged key. But maybe her approach was too academic, too rigid. She needed a simpler system, something more direct. She went back to the flower, the forget-me-nots. What if the 5 and 4 weren't meant to be added together? What if the 5 represented a letter sequence? Maybe the first 5 letters of the alphabet, A through E, and the 4 represented a skip pattern. She tried shifting the symbols based on their shape, assigning vertical lines to vowels and curves to consonants, but all of these attempts were failures. The code remained stubbornly silent. Just as she was about to give up for the night, her finger traced the edge of the locket's swiveling pano. She felt something, a faint scratched inscription on the inside, barely visible without her jeweler's loupe. She held it up to the light, squinting. It was a simple hand-drawn sketch of a clock face. The hands pointed to 1 and 9, 1 and 9. Not 1 plus 9, but 1 and 9. Her mind raced. What could it mean? Was it a time? A date? Then it hit her. What if, like her first instinct, it was a simple number? 1 plus 9 equals 10. A shift of 10. With renewed energy, she grabbed her notebook and applied a shift of 10 to the symbols on the map. She held her breath as she transcribed the first one, then the second. The cryptic etching suddenly snapped into focus. The symbols transformed, letter by painstaking letter, into a single, compelling imperative. B-E-N-E-A-T-H, beneath, The secret wasn't in a safe or a hidden compartment. It was buried, and she knew exactly where, beneath the ancient roots of the centennial oak. The puzzle was solved. Now, the real adventure was about to begin. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of mystery and discovery. If you enjoyed unraveling this puzzle as much as I did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more adventures. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next. See you in the next video.